Hello and welcome to the small video review of the new Sony NEX6. This is the in-between between the NEX5N and the NEX7 and comes with a very small kit lens, the 1650, which also has image stabilization. So when starting up the camera it takes about a second to start up, and then you get the familiar Sony NEX menus. Several dials. So what's new about the NEX6 is that you have a small dial on top, so you can easily switch modes like landscape or scenes. And you also have a second dial you can use to change different settings in a very quick and easy way. So for example, if you want to change aperture, you can just switch on the dial, turn it, and you change the settings. Now the small lens comes with a very small lens cap. I don't really like that, but so it is. So a very compact small zoom lens when closed, but when you power up the camera, of course it puts out the lens. When zooming in, you can use either the zoom ring. So you see the lens performing like this, and you also have this small rocker here you can use to zoom in and out, which should make it better or easier to focus or zoom video, because it has a very nice and smooth movement. Now the NEX6 now also comes with a pop-up flash like this one. Small, but it's adequate, and I think it's better than the screw-on flash on the NEX5N I had previously. So this one is definitely an improvement. Not too high powered, but it will do in most of the occasions you need a small flash. Now you also have a hot shoe here. This is also new for the NEX6, which will take any flash that supports the ISO standard. And of course the biggest selling point, at least for me, is the electronic viewfinder, which activates when you put your eye up against. So this is a really nice addition to me because it's built in. I did not like the screw-on EVF on the NEX5N, so it's included now on the NEX6. I also have these two small things for a neckband, which I don't particularly like because they tend to stick out a bit. So when you hold the camera, you press your thumb or your hand against it. It's a minor issue, but still, I don't particularly like it. You also have an FN button here, which is fully customizable. So when you press the FN button, you get a very small menu, which you can customize to your own liking. So right now I have the focus settings, I have focus area. I don't know if it's in focus on the video. I can easily switch now between RAW and JPEG, white balance controls, creative styles, etc. So that's a really nice addition to the camera, because now you don't have to delve into the menus for the NEX system too deep, which was one of the main complaints I had about the NEX5N, is that you had to go several times deep into the menus, for example to switch between JPEG and RAW recording. So yeah, I really like this button. So all in all, feature-wise, I think it's about the same as the NEX5N when it comes to image quality and possibilities for settings. But you have an internal flash, you have the electronic viewfinder, you have the hot shoe, you have the mode dial, and you have an extra dial for changing settings. So all in all, and I gotta admit, it's quite a bit larger than the NEX5N, but you also have a lot better grip now. So it doesn't particularly feel a lot heavier, but it definitely is sitting very comfortable in my hand. And even when using it with the EVF, I don't feel like it weighs too much. I was very used to the large lens on the NX5, so I tended to hold the camera like this, supporting the lens with my hand and then taking the pictures. This small lens, well, it kinda is something you have to get used to, because it feels, yeah, I don't know how to call it. It feels thinner, it feels a lot less robust than the previous kit lens, but you have some trade-offs because they really managed to make this a really small lens. If you take it off, you see that it's really a small thing, like this. So that's quite a big difference with the previous kit lens. Trade-offs in image quality. Well, so far I've been able to test the camera. Picture seems to be as sharp as the ones I took with the previous kit lens, apart from some vignetting, but there also seems to be quite a bit of distortion with the new lens, mainly because yeah, well, there are some trade-offs. It's a very small lens, so you get quite a bit of distortion, which is managed pretty well by the camera when you shoot in JPEG. So there's a lot of lens correction going on in camera, but when you shoot RAW, you'll see there's quite a bit of distortion, especially at the 16mm end. But then again, I suppose there will be some lens profiles for Lightroom or Adobe Camera Raw, which will fix this. You can fix it manually though, but still I would love to see a very good lens profile, so this problem, if you can call it a problem, would go away. It's a trade-off. It's a very small lens compared to the old kit lens, so I think it's normal to see there's yeah, there's some image degradation going on when it comes to distortion. Yeah, I think that's about it. You can see the body startup is pretty fast. It takes about 1 second. Shutdown also should take no more than 2 seconds. So all in all, not bad. I really like this camera so far. I love the viewfinder. Of course, it's not the same quality as the optical viewfinder you get on cameras like the Canon 7D, which I'm using to film this. But still, it gives you a very nice picture, and it's very handy when you're shooting pictures in very brightly lit conditions, because I went to China a couple months ago with my NEX6, and missing the viewfinder was really something I hated, because there were situations where the sun was directly on the LCD screen, and yeah, the viewfinder, it's very handy to have one. We also have diopter correction here, so people with glasses should be able to use this as easily as I do. So that rounds up about my... Okay, one thing I forgot, there's an articulating screen, so you can tilt the LCD screen like this, goes all the way up, or like this. So yeah, that's handy when you want to shoot from above, like you're behind the crowd or something. So yeah, when it comes to autofocus performance, well, I think it's quite a bit faster than the NEX6 5N. I'm not sure if I'm capturing this with the right autofocus, but you see, when I go like this, it's really quite fast. Now the new autofocus system is especially made to improve autofocusing for moving subjects, but still, I don't have a feeling it's too bad for static images like this. You see, it's quite snappy. It's not right in SLR regions, but still quite fast autofocusing. I don't know how many points there are, but there are a lot of extra autofocus points, so it's kind of a combination between the contrast autofocus and the one you know from SLR autofocus systems. So I think that rounds up about. It's also a bit snappier, so the camera has become a bit faster. ISO performance is the same as the NEX6 I had before, so no complaints in that area. So yeah, great camera. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. See you.